Uh-oh.
Are we live? I think we're live, baby.
I think we're live, baby. I don't know why, but we're live.
I think we're live, baby.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
All right. I don't know what's going on here. I'm not getting any. Oh, there it is, finally. For whatever reason, because of the season, we weren't clicking, baby. The green didn't go green, but I'm gonna get myself another beverage. I am like going through beverages like mad. I went to the gym. I lifted heavy. I pushed the limits of my endurance, which is pretty average, to be honest. But I pushed them, baby. I pushed them. I pushed it. I've been pushing it. My dog's barking. She's like, he pushed it. He pushed it. He went there. All right, so the camera is in business for itself. We fix it while we fly it, baby. Yeah! I think we're going to, drop that down a little bit. I don't like too much airspace up here. Nope. Yeah, so that's not bad. Too much airspace. Well, now I don't have enough airspace. So now I got to give myself a little bit of headroom. You know what I'm saying? Headroom. You know what I'm talking about, headroom. I don't want to lose your love tonight, yeah. And I don't want to lose your love tonight, yeah. Okay. Anyway, you get so much with this show. You get so much with this show. You get so much. All right, here we go. So anyway, we're going to jump in and we're going to take a look at the review of IGN gave Mixtape a 10. It is a masterpiece. It is a game of a generation. It is one of the finest video games that has ever been crafted, and it takes you about 3 hours to complete. And you get like a virtual a tongue massage in the game. And this is stunning and brave. It's groundbreaking. Game of generation. It's a 10. It's an IGN 10. It's a masterpiece. And I won't hear anything different, but slice that like button if you disagree with me. Slice that like button if you disagree. Love it, hate it, rub it, massage it, tongue it, whatever you want to do. Boom. All right. Slice that like. Slice that like, baby. Slice that like. I need you to slice that like, Spock. I gotta have it. I gotta have that like. I don't understand why this dog is barking. The squirrels are all sleeping. I'm in charge of 400 squirrels on this starship, mister. All right. Anyway, let's go. Enough Shatner. More Asmongold, more mixtape, also known as FIXTAPE.
Your IGN gave a 10 out of 10 to its latest game. What is this? It's called Mixtape. Yeah, I can look at this. Mixtape.
Look, I can play that.
Do that happy dance one more.
What is this? It's a 10.
Girl, don't you
True
want
nostalgia
me?
isn't the replication of a specific place or time, but of a feeling. It's those flashes of
So you
emotion
don't
that
leave
transport us back
me.
into memories that have long sat dormant. I was born too late to be a teenager in the 90s, and believe it or not, with this accent, I grew up thousands of miles away from the schools of Northern California.
Please go to the gym. Eat about 8 eggs a day and some vegetables. That's it. No carbs, no sugar, no soda. Go to the gym 3 to 5 times a week. At your age, sir, 5 times a week, be at the gym, eat eggs and vegetables and steak maybe, but that's it. And get back to me in about 3 to 6 months.
Barely stepped on a skateboard outside of a few
Your
scrape
T
memes
count
in the
will
summer
explode.
of 2003. But none of that matters, and Mixtape knows this. Australian developer Beethoven and Dinosaur fills each and every moment of its coming-of-age tale with incredible music, perfectly hand-picked to set the tone for its free-flowing chapters in a way only nostalgia
Does it really matter
can.
what this man is
As
saying?
original as it is reverential, it's a masterfully constructed dose of new
Does it matter
memories
what he's saying, or does it matter what
brilliantly
I'm saying
on how
right
they
now?
remind us of our own.
Don't you want me? You know I can't believe it when you say that you won't leave me.
In all of fiction, that longing for a time I didn't live in and being given a chance to hang out
You
with
know, I don't
friends
know.
who never
I'm
knew
guessing
me,
at the
are
word.
sensations I find myself coming back to often. This is far
I only had to listen to it a million times.
from the first video game to tackle the concept, of course, but it might just be the first one to have nailed a tonal balance that hits
that tastes so
just
good.
right for
Ugh.
me. I've tried to enjoy the Life is Strange series more than once, but I've just found its dialogue a little too corny.
I own like a lot of Life is Strange, to be honest, because I'm a game collector and I collect at the lower end of the market, the trailer park market of game collecting. For the longest time, I was just like pawn shops, Goodwill, dollar, 50-cent bin, bloody blue. So if it was complete and it was in decent shape and playable, I pretty much picked it up for the longest time. We're gonna go to my game collection app right here live on air, and I'm gonna go into the search function. I'm gonna put Life. Okay, so I have Life is Strange on Xbox One, Life is Strange Before the Storm, Xbox One. Is that it? That's not so bad. Yeah. Okay, so I have two Life is Strange titles, okay? Just full disclosure. I'm not going to sit here as a hypocrite and be like, oh, Life is Strange, burr, 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 while I own 2 copies of the game, 2 versions of the game, or 2 installments.
For my liking to fully get into. Mixtape, on the other hand, feels more rooted in how actual people talk and is all the better for it.
My daughter and I used to talk about the game and what goes on in the game and what have you. And, you know, her and her friends used to talk about it and what have you. And I have a kid and I have a daughter, and she's a millennial, and it is what it is. Yeah. And make sure you go and you watch Asmongold's video. He has a follow-up to this one, which is more in-depth in terms of the Nepo baby and the Larry Adelson and who backed the game and all the financials of it. I will speak to that during this video, but I think it's less fun than like mocking IGN for being completely bought shill babies. Okay, they are the shill babies. They are the shillzillas. They are the shillzilla of the world. I've just copyrighted that. That's my word, shillzilla, period. It's mine. Leave it alone.
Sweet without being saccharine, thoughtful but never forced, and always funny.
There have been noise complaints.
Okay. The story centers on Stacey Rockford and her group of friends as they look to make the most of their last day together and reminisce about past adventures before she skips town to chase her dreams in New York. You aren't given choices here, but experience these fully formed characters.
I think that we should make being a millennial against the law. I think that's the only option we have left. I don't know what else we can do.
Now, I like my daughter. I love her to death. I love my daughter. I like my daughter as well. You know, some parents don't always get along. They love each other. They love their kids, or their kids love them, but they're estranged, or there's a coldness, or it's just kind of a, there's not that closeness there's a lot of that. There's a lot of people that raise kids that they're just kind of like, well, it is what it is, and it's more of an obligation or a practical thing. I like my daughter, and we get along, and we like a lot of the same stuff. And she bought me a gift at one point. She bought me We Happy Few, which was great, and I kept it sealed. And when she was little, she didn't understand. Like, she was a little insulted by that or hurt because I didn't play it immediately. But I kept it as a sealed game because I knew it was going to come to Game Pass, and I was just like, I just kept it. But you know, she gets me. It was a great gift, and it was a beautiful gift. And she's a lovely girl. She's got me some really nice cards, some really nice gifts. And she is a millennial, and she does have a lot of the, you know, she went through the whole like COVID lockdowns, the pronouns, the whole like, you know, gender ambiguity, pronouns, gender ambiguity. Woke Californian shit. So yeah, I mean, she came up in that milieu, and you know, that's part of who she is. It's part of her character. I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't have to agree with it. She's a grown person now, so she can have whatever politics that she wants, and I let her have her politics when she was younger too. Because I'm very funny about that. I'm very funny about, like, you know, what does it really mean to be free and to express yourself? And like, when you're young and your young group of people have a certain politics, it probably is trash. It probably does suffer from a lack of real life experience. But don't you have the right to kind of go through that process? So she kind of found her way through it. You know, and she went through some like gender ambiguity stages and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's fine. A lot of people do, you know, and then, you know, different body chemistry, it's all chemicals, different body chemistry began to assert itself. And then she wound up with a boyfriend and some friends, and she wound up with a little clique. But yeah, I get where he's coming from, where like some of these people don't evolve out of this stuff, and it's just like, whoa, man.
This is, I mean,
hijinks and heartaches, warts and all, and they feel all the more realistic for it. That's not to say their recollection of these adventures isn't laced with flights of fantasy though, as they've clearly been embellished in Rockford's mind, allowing each to be presented with lashings of style as if they were playable music videos. There's a great sense of spectacle later on that I wouldn't dare spoil, but I'm going to show you a couple of little clips here of the sort of thing you'll be getting up to earlier on, including like a trippy softball session and a police raid of a house party that you escape by hurtling downhill in a shopping cart. And these are all soundtracked by some brilliant songs, none of which I can sadly play for you here because YouTube won't like that, but trust me, the playlist is incredible.
it's a 3-hour game.
Now here's the other thing. They sent these very generous gift packs with genuine CD players and a copy of the soundtrack, and there's a ton of licensed music in the game that more than likely they got very sweetheart deals on because Larry Adelson is the father of the young woman who is in charge of or owns the studio. So his daughter, he basically threw money and influence at his daughter. And as the dad of a daughter, shocker, right? I was like, oh, he's a this or he's a that. He's a powerful, wealthy man. He's one of the most wealthy and most powerful. He has the ear of the president. He now owns TikTok. He's one of the most powerful people on the world stage. And he threw some money at his daughter for her to do this project. Okay. He used his influence in the media. He got sweetheart deals on licensed music that probably nobody else in the country could get for his daughter. What is the point of being a powerful man if you can't throw your daughter like a sweetheart project like this? And it completely failed. I mean, it's a market failure. And I think Asmon said it in He either was watching commentary about somebody who said it, I think, or he said it himself, where I don't think he really, like Adelson even cares. His daughter wanted to do this project. He's a Rolodex guy. He made some phone calls. He put some money together, and he said, go have fun with it, sweetheart. Hope it does well. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I mean, that's one of the few joys a guy like that gets. I mean, guys like that, well, he's rich and he's powerful. Yeah, that guy is working 60 to 80 hours a week. That guy is on the phone with the most powerful people on the planet. When he calls Donald Trump picks up on the first ring, baby. Okay? And he's not gonna throw money at his daughter to do a little project. He doesn't give a rat's ass whether it does well or not. Were you happy when you were doing it, honey? Was it fun to make? Okay. And they sent these glorious box of swag from the game and a CD player with custom headphones and the CD of the game and all this other swag. And they schmoozed, and because they didn't pay them directly, they just sent them all this mega box of swag. A lot of these influencers reviewed the game very well, and IGN gave it a freaking 10. And in this particular case, IGN, you're freaking shills. You're freaking shills. But if Larry Adelson calls up and says, hope my daughter gets a good review, I get it. I don't know if I'd give it a 10. I would say, you know what? We can give this a 9 or an 8.5 or something like that. That would have been a little bit more journalistically credible than giving this thing a 10. It's a masterpiece. I mean, these guys completely bent over a barrel and said, just throw it in raw. I mean, these guys... it's just IGN, baby. IGN is just bought and sold. It's a complete rag. It's bro. They gave mixtape or FIXTAPE. That's why I called it FIXTAPE, because the fix is in on this thing. And it only had 1,000 active players. In the other video, the follow-up video that Asmongold does, he went and looked at the Steam charts, and it had 1,000 players, bro. Larry, all you need to do is call Modi over in India. He'll pick up the phone on the first ring and have 100,000 Indian men play that game for... just pay him to play it for a freaking year and give her over 100,000 active players. Hell, Larry, you can pay for 200,000 Indian people in a call center to play that game every day for a couple of years and make it a top 10 bestseller on Steam, baby. If you're gonna go that route, if you're gonna go the fix route, then fix it all the way and give her the result too. This game is big in India. They can log in with American counts, and it could be just like just like that movie where it was Buckaroo Banzai, where they looked at the company and it was run by aliens, and they all had different names, and they were all named John Big Booty, John Applejohn, John Smith, and John St. John. It's just all the different, and I'm like, just do that. Just hire, just book an entire Indian call center, have them log in on U.S. accounts via VPN, have them log in on U.S. accounts, and become the Steam bestseller, bro. Because you should have done that too. You should have gone all the way. Buy the views, buy the play count, buy it all, buy the player count. Just buy that shit. You should have bought it on the back end too, Larry. I'm telling you. It could have been like a shadow bestseller on Steam right now instead of like 1,000 users, which is kind of an embarrassment. But let's keep going.
Should I play it? Secret.
Just like my daughter was into rhythmic gymnastics for a lot of years, and I threw a lot of money at it and went to a lot of recitals and went to a lot of practices and threw money at it and all, thousands of dollars. And that's my level, Larry, but but did anything ever come of it? Did she stick with it? Did she go on to become a regional or a national? No, she just liked it. And that was enough for me. Okay, her dad, who loves her. And I'm like, if you want to keep going, and when she didn't want to keep going anymore, she's like, yeah, I'm not really interested in this anymore, Dad. Done. Over.
Handshake? Holy fuck.
It's a quick time, basically, kids' afternoon movie.
Holy.
It really is. It's like a millennial afternoon special with QuickTime events. That's all it is.
And music is kind of a big theme of Beethoven and Dinosaurs games. If you played their...
They did a bunch of people have been mocking the game online, and you don't even have to move the controller to complete the playable sequences for a lot of it. You just have to just wait until it's over, and it just restarts you every single time. Like, there's no way to lose the game. There's no way to not complete. There's no, it just starts you where you crashed or wherever it was, and you don't even have to use the controller to complete the sequence. Is that a video game?
Debut, The Artful Escape, you'd know that it used
Almost.
psychedelic metaphor to tell a tale of self-expression.
Psychedelic metaphor to tell a tale of self-expression. Yeah, we need to make being a millennial against the law. And
psychedelic metaphor as a vehicle for self-expression.
All the theater kids need to be put in like a re-education camp. You can either go into finance or you can go into welding. And if you don't, you're put on manual labor for the rest of your life. I don't know what else we can do. Like, this is such a huge problem that I don't know what to say. This is scary. I'm worried.
Though is far more grounded in its exploration of friendship and how those closest to us help us grow. It's a story that won't necessarily surprise, but will comfort, and is often hilarious. It's like those aimless afternoons you spend with friends without any specific goal for what the day had in store. But you'd always end up learning something new about them, whether they'd want to reveal it or not. Obviously, those unlocked memories aren't yours, they're Rockford's. But these memories are just so well observed that they come across as universal, as if they could be ripped straight from your teenage Facebook or MySpace page if you're getting on a bit.
Yeah, by your MySpace page. Like, this is it's for fucking this Facebook.
I'm looking at this guy, and I have been chub. I have been a chub boy. I have been a chunky boy. I have been quite chonk. But when I see a young guy like this, when I was his age, I was in the gym a lot. And then I went through a chonky phase, and then because I went corporate, and I was just like I'm one of these guys that has to be at the gym on a regular basis to maintain a level of fitness. Like some people are just like, they work out, 3 times a year, and they're slim, and their body chemistry is like, I have Viking blood. I need to, if I'm not working out, I'm getting fat. You know what I mean? And I look at a guy like this, and I'm like, I see a guy who is low testosterone, who sits too much, who's overweight, whose hair is, this guy is blessed with a full head of hair. And I don't know if you've seen me lately, but I'm bald. And so is Asmongold. And he's just doing a long Trump. Like, Trump's an over, like the master of the comb over. And Asmon's just like the long game, I guess you would call it. But I look at a guy like this, your hair is awful. And I know you're British. Your teeth are pretty good for being British, too. So you've got decent teeth, you've got good facial structure, you've got a full head of hair, but you're like just like you've got the double chin in your 20s. You know, and again, even the t-shirt isn't clean as it should be. And so I'm like, bro, you've got all the ingredients. You just need to quit sucking down sodas. You need to switch to water, tea, coffee, and you need to get not Starbucks coffee, just regular coffee with creamer or whatever, and that's it. Not even fancy creamer, just milk and coffee. That's it. And then get your happy ass into the gym. And you sit too much as a fat guy, which means you're sitting on your prostate, and you're not getting any blood flow, and your T count, when you're real chubby, when you're real baby fat like this at his age, your T count is shit. Your T count is shit. You need to get that T count up, bro. You need to get in that gym, start lifting.
Look on MySpace.
Speech over.
Like, this is so millennial coded. This is insane.
Yeah, like this guy's
Holy
throwing
this
away
is
his
me.
birthright.
In many
is
ways,
stressing me
it's
out,
best
bro.
to treat mixtape, well, like a mixtape, with no knowledge of where it will go next, beyond a trust placed
Please play
in
this.
the
I feel like I
creator.
have to.
There's no interest in
I feel like I'm
failed
gonna have to
states
play
or
this
high
game.
score chasing here. Instead, prioritizing existing in and enjoying the moment. It's simple
Like, when
mechanics.
people didn't do
What's really funny is before I even did this, before I even watched this, and I knew kind of what they were going for, I was like, I wonder if they're going to have a rolling situation. Because rolling, that's where they're throwing the toilet rolls all over the house. Rolling was very big in the 90s for teenagers. That was like the rite of passage. That was like the, you know, the prom night or the hell night or the homecoming. There was like a lot of rolling. Rolling was like it was a menace. There were some neighborhoods that like outlawed rolling, and there were dads with like, dads would hide in the bushes at night with their hose and spray kids down that were trying to like hose or egg their homes. This just was a totally different time. This game is not a reflection of that time. Sorry,
do that really.
just is not.
Like, you didn't do that really. I mean, I feel like, yeah, maybe it
And I think the concept is good. I like the concept. And I like the fact that you went music heavy, because music was a big deal in the 90s. And we even had lamps that looked like that. My grandmother had lamps that looked like that in the same, like, what was the color that was really big? It was mauve. Teal and mauve. Teal and mauve were like freaking huge.
happened once or twice, but like that wasn't really even a thing. Like, this is the thing, is like this kid is like too young to understand.
I got to the point where even as a kid, I was like, there's too much teal and mauve. We need, please change the colors.
Wait, that's not even really what happened. So I didn't. I never knew anybody. It's in movies, yeah. Like, you egg cars, like, it's just
Match
egging was
simple
more
at
common.
times,
Yeah.
with each twist aiming to elicit a fresh
Way more
emotion
common.
through interactivity in a way
God.
that only video games can.
And it's only a 3-hour game. And again, like, what are you paying for, bro? I think this could have been cool. I mean, I think they should have gone harder. Kind of like I was telling Larry, you should have gone harder with like buying the Indian call center and having them buy and play the game and get the numbers up. You know, if you're gonna just buy your daughter a game, go all the way. But and he's a man who can do that. But why didn't you make an open world 90s game with like skating, BMX? I love the shopping cart thing. If you could do like shopping cart races, you could do like shopping carts in a skate park. There were some cool concepts in this game. I'm not going to just shit on the entire thing. But it only has 1,000 players at this moment, and it just dropped, which is abysmal. It's Concord level.
That can be as simple as hitting a series of buttons to headbang in rhythm to silver.
I really wish that we could have a game that was made like this, that was made by people that grew up and had friends.
That's he just said it in a different way. Like, this could have been something. This could have been something. It's not a bad concept. Like, you get all the mechanics of like a Tony Hawk game and you put it into like a 90s revival game. You could do so much with this concept, because this was such a pivotal, really cool period. I came up in the 90s. The 90s was like my heyday, a little into the 2000s. But if I'm being honest, the 90s was my heyday. And it was a great time to come up. And it was just amazing. Everything was amazing. Video games were just coming up, and they were becoming fantastic. I mean, Resident Evil and this kind of stuff. And then the music was crazy good, and you still had like music channels. You had cable TV and Blockbuster and like all of this crap. Even Napster and stuff like that. You had all of this concerts. Like, young people went to concerts all the time. I mean, that was just a regular thing that you did, was go to a concert. I like worked a job and I had enough money to afford whatever cool concert was there. And sometimes I'd buy my friends their ticket, or I'd be the guy who would drive, because like half my friends didn't own a car, and I would drive to a lot of the shit. I mean, I remember one time this one guy who was he wasn't like an inner clique, but he was a cool guy. He was a kind of an outer clique, that next ring of the clique. And he was like, yeah, I don't got a car, and my dad took my car, and we got tickets for my girlfriend, and nobody will drive us. And he called me up, and he's like, straight up, he's like, I can't give you too much money, but I can give you gas money, and can you take us to the concert? And I'm like, let me see if I can get a ticket. I was able to get a ticket. I ordered a ticket. And I said, let's just go. And I took him and his girlfriend to a concert. And I forget what it was too. It was that like, I wasn't into it that much. But I'm like, yeah, I'll take you guys. And I took them. And it was a long ass drive. It was a Lakeland concert. It was a long ass drive. It was a pain in the ass. But it was a solid thing. And he never talked to me again, man. That was it. I'm like, I'm going to do this for you, but just to be a good fucking human being, go do something, but again, we weren't really like, he wasn't tight in my clique. He didn't live that close. He was just calling around to see if somebody would flip the deal for him. And I'm like, I'll do it. I mean, and then we talked on the way, and it was a good time the whole way up there. And all the way back, and she was sleeping in the back, and he smoked, and I wasn't really big on that either. He had his window open, and we're driving down the road, and he's smoking, blowing it out the window, and we're just talking and listening to my music and shit like that. And, it was just, that's just how it was, man. And we came up in a really cool time. And this could have been something. But it wound up just kind of being like, this game had a lot of good concepts. A lot of this could have been explored. But what Asmongold is saying is you needed to get somebody who grew up in the 90s and make the investment to put the stuff in there that needed to go in here. And it's more of a half-hearted effort.
Can you imagine how good that game could be?
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't like a weird loser. Dude, it would be so badass.
Yeah. This game could have been amazing.
Chairs.
The concept could have been amazing.
The Spider, I don't know. Fund it? Yeah.
I mean, this is just like scratching the tropes. You know what I mean? It's just like throwing in some 90s tropes and music and calling it good. This is literally like a music collection. It's barely a video game. It's barely a video game. It's more like a long music video or like a video compilation. That's basically what it is. And I don't want to lose your love
Or just having a
tonight.
good time designing your own
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, we did do that one
Oh, yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah.
A cop shined their light on us, and we thought that if we looked forward and we didn't look at the cop, he wouldn't arrest us.
Me and my friends were like on a dark road that was close to my house and next to a park at night throwing eggs at cars, and one of the cars we hit was a sheriff. It did not go well.
To be fair, we did do that. Actually, twice.
from a selection of flavours. Some, though, are a little more out there, such as the recollection of Rockford's first kiss, where with each analog stick you control
my
a tongue
fucking
and
God.
awkwardly have to navigate a set of brace-filled teeth until mercifully a button pops up at the bottom that says, "That's enough."
Yeah. How often have you snogged a girl, my friend? I just want to take a look at that. Look at that face. Okay? Look at that face. You're a woman who is expected to kiss that face right now. Pucker up, buttercup. Here it comes. God, this guy needs to get into the gym. I would, if I was this guy's dad, I would be like beating this kid's ass to get into the gym, bro. It would be that bad. I'd be like, you're not eating any sugar, any carbs. You're eating eggs. You're eating like 8 eggs a day. You're eating 4 eggs in the morning. You're eating 4 eggs for lunch. We're going to go buy some chuck beef and chop that up, and you're going to eat that along with like some broccoli and carrots. That is all you're going to eat. You're going to have water, tea, or coffee with milk only, and you're going to the gym 5 days a week. This guy would be, and we're going to go get you a haircut that looks like, I'd get this guy a fucking flat top. In 6 months, this guy would be wrecking vagina. This guy would be beating them off instead of beating himself.
It's funny, it's gross, but, you know, I pressed that button as soon as I could. Each memory sequence spawns from a
Estrogen maxing, yeah.
If you kissed a girl, bro, if you've ever kissed a girl, like French kissed a girl, like passionately, I will pay $100 to you if you can prove that. If you can prove that, I'll give you $100.
Bro, like, God, dude.
mixtape found around the world that smartly serves as the key to unlocking cherished memories. In this regard, mixtape is somewhat...
See, that's not cruel. That's how men hold guys accountable, bro. Women do it to other girls too. Like when a girl wants to like improve a girl's situation, they can be as harsh as F. To this guy, I'd be like, you're chonk, you look like you're 10 years old, your haircut is absurd, you're too fat, you sit too much, you need to get into the gym, you need to lift heavy, you need to start getting on the elliptical trainer, you need to sweat some of that baby fat off of you, you need to stop eating sugar like a little kid. You know, after a certain age, you should be eating like almost no sugar. Your body doesn't know what to, it's just poison at a certain point. Like after a certain age, like after 20, you really need to start thinking about like what, how much sugar am I taking in? I mean, it's evil. That shit is just poison.
similar to What Remains of Edith Finch, although I'd never say...
Nobody had...
And I'm not a hypocrite. I have like something sweet as a treat once in a while. Okay? But that's it. That's how sugar used to be. Sugar used to be rarely or a special occasion or once in a while. That's all. It should not be every day. You should not be drinking sugared soda every day. You should not be eating stuff that contains high amounts of sugar and high amounts of carbs. It should be protein, eggs, beef, chicken, fish, vegetables. That is the majority of what you should be eating on a daily basis.
boards like that. Nobody had a skateboard. The only people that had a skateboard like that were like 8-year-olds that you would throw rocks at. Like anybody that was actually skating, nobody, like at least here in Austin, Texas, I've never
There's some
seen a
cool-
single
there-
one
I've
like
seen
that.
some cool real
Like
boards,
everybody
but
had just your
They're
traditional
scuffed up
board.
so hard that it's like it doesn't even matter.
That was it. It's from like the 80s or something. Like I don't remember that at all.
Carries anywhere near the same amount of emotional weight as Giant Sparrow's
Wait, what the
masterpiece,
fuck?
instead sidelining deep-rooted familial trauma for a focus on youthful joy. Any replay value is found in wanting to revisit these short pockets of fun. They won't change, nor will the relationships or conversations within them, but familiarity is at the core of nostalgia, and I can see myself.
See, this sequence could be cool if it was genuine. Like you don't even have to move the controller to complete the sequence. Like if you put more of this kind of stuff into the game and turn it into like a grinding or like a Tony Hawk, or have a lot more fun video game segments like that, tributes to other video games, but make them like really good mechanics. I like this because I'm big on shopping carts. That was my thing. I loved like racing around and going on the opposite end and running and flipping around and shit like that. I loved it. I used to put my daughter in the cart, in the little baby seat, and we would get up and I'd run and we'd spin around. She loved it, man. Again, there was a lot of potential with the concept of this game. There was a lot of potential with the concept. And maybe, Larry, if you're serious, Larry, maybe you can make it something like, I don't know about Mixtape 2, but maybe take this in a deeper direction. The potential is there. But you need to get somebody from the 90s who knows the 90s, like me or like somebody older than Asmon. I mean, he's kind of on the cusp, I guess. I don't know. He's a millennial. But you need a Gen Xer. You need to know, somebody that knows who the band In Excess was. A new sensation.
Mixtape like one of those comfort films you
Right
pop on
now.
every couple of years. You know what's going to happen, so the surprise factor is gone. But spending time with these characters whose lives are only a
Yeah, I have that like with Pulp Fiction or Inglorious Bastards or V for Vendetta,
the devil
or
inside,
Children
every
of Men
single
or
one of
Lord
us,
of the
the
Rings,
devil inside.
Gladiator, right?
Yeah, he's a millennial.
This?
Yeah, this ain't the 90s, bro.
few hours
This
long
ain't it.
is still valuable. That's
I
probably
mean,
why
but
I've
again,
already
there's a lot of
played through its
the
roughly
skipping the
3-hour
stones.
campaign 3 times already.
That is a good concept, bro.
I'd try this.
Hanging out.
See, there's a
Getting-
lot of really good concepts. This is not 90s, bro. These people are not 90s. They're a simulacrum. They're what a millennial thinks of as the 90s. That's what this game really is. This is like a Gen Zer or a millennial, what they think of the 90s. But you need to get somebody who actually lived the 90s and make it deeper of a game. Put more mechanics. I like the rock skipping. I love the shopping cart racing. I like. See, there should be a race in there as well, and it should be multiplayer. And there should be like a GTA vibe to it. Like Vice City. Like Vice City. You could have gone the Vice City route with this game, but the 90s, and you could have blown it up.
Buzz.
Even he said it.
I've got to get out of this place.
I could play this shit.
Best friends Slater and Cassandra are excellent.
Now, you laugh at a name like Van Slater, but one of the guys that was in my group, what was in the main clique, was the guy called Jim Money. His name was literally Jim Money. Okay?
Foils to Rockford 2. With an instant sense, these three have been a close-knit group instantly delivered via quick hit, sarcasm-fueled jabs, and the sort of goofy noises spilling out of their mouths that only occur when you feel completely comfortable around.
We had a guy who was the athlete. He was like I was like the second tier athlete. He was a top tier athlete. And he was, his name was Arnold. And he lifted a lot. He lifted like Bruce Lee. He did like light like tons of reps, but like light weights. And he was like very cut. And then I lifted heavy and I was like thick and bulky. And wore sweatshirts all the time, and sweatshirts and button fly jeans with my white Nikes.
The writing and performances
Do you know what I'm saying? There was more testosterone for one, and it was more guy. You have these two girls and this one kind of hanging around guy, and you could see it's more built around the females, and it needs to be built more around the males. It really does. And none of these girls are like, they look extremely generic. They do not look like 90s girls. 90s girls wore way more makeup too.
They do come across as just almost effortlessly natural, which is such a difficult thing to accomplish.
They don't
Cassandra
look natural,
in particular has some
They look
standout
generic.
scenes and ended up being my favourite of the bunch, even if some aspects of her character change a little too abruptly to be 100% believable at certain parts in the story.
Girls almost never walked around with boards, bro. I think I only saw like one, maybe two female skaters in the entire 90s. Okay, that was a guy thing. Guys were skaters.
I'm bored. I'm too young to be this bored. You want to get blackout drunk in a field? I can't.
This is like millennial. Yeah, this is like Gen Z millennial dialogue, and it's really bad. You guys cannot write good dialogue. And we were way more funny in the 90s. I'm just like so much funnier than you guys are.
But the star of the show arguably is.
And then I'm still looking at this dough-faced grown man who's reviewing Mixtape and giving it a 10. It's a masterpiece. A 3-hour game with 1,000 players right now is a masterpiece.
The music. Rockford herself is an aspiring Hollywood music supervisor, and as such, pop songs from the early 90s and decades.
I mean, Joy Division, wow. I just, like, what do you do with an IGN? Like, you're not, let me see. Am I like not, I've been just like effing with this camera the whole time. Like, I don't know what to do with IGN. You cannot be taken seriously. I mean, you are not, you are literally a golem. You are literally just I just, like, what do you do with it? It's like this thing in the community that is a lie. You know what I mean? It's just a lie. And we all just keep looking at it and making fun of it. Ugh, God bless America. And it's just the most absurd thing. It's just the most absurd organization. It is literally like state, it's literally a third-party state propaganda organ. And I don't even know if it's that. It's like this aristocrat, Jacobin propaganda outlet. I mean, that's all it is. It's this just weird quasi-propaganda outlet. And it's not to be taken seriously. It's just, it's absurd. Like, what do you do with an IGN? What do you do with that? Except just like look at it as it's like from Bizarro World. It's just this weird anachronism. I mean, it's not doing, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. You know, it's like a cow that when you milk it, orange juice comes out. It's just wrong. You know? It's just wrong. And it's just like, I keep feeling like nature can't abide this ridiculous organization that is not really reviewing games. They're not really reviewing them. It's like they're LARPing as a game review site, a video game review site, but they're completely like Marxist. They're like a Marxist propaganda outlet masquerading as a game review site. And it's just like the most absurd shit I've ever seen. And anything that is against, as Asmongold put it, anything that's against heteronormativity or the natural order, what I refer to as simply the natural order of the world with men and women, anything that goes against that, anything that's antithetical to normalcy is a 10. And everything that is good is a 6. I mean, it is literally Bizarro World. It is literally opposite world.
Before propel much of the adventure. Big artists are here, but not always alongside their biggest hits. It's a nice touch. As if someone like Rockford, a music connoisseur who dreams of a profession centered on unearthing audio.
Right, and a lot of these licenses haven't been doing anything for a really long time anyway, but the music is good. There's a lot of bands that really personified the 90s better than those bands.
Gold to match a mood was curated the soundtrack. I particularly enjoy the way you can walk around and get her to comment and give analysis on some songs, like some sort of Patrick Bateman with far less violent intentions.
Portishead's debut album, Dummy. A must-have. Cinematic, ambitious, ahead of its time. Just like me.
The opening skate to Devo's That's Good is the perfect high-energy pace setter, whereas the scuzzy Love by the Smashing Pumpkins provides a fantastic backdrop for some explosive angst.
This is just this is crazy.
The only angst that this man has is on the toilet in the morning.
This is really... I think I'm going to have to play this. I'm going to have to play it. This is... Somebody has to put these theater kids in their place. Somebody has to put them where they belong. And it's going to have to be me. I'm going to play this tomorrow. I am. I'm going to play it tomorrow. I'm going to download it, play it tomorrow. Plot twist, he's going to love it. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll love it. Maybe right now I'm just being an asshole. And
just like the night is over.
Like, here's what it looks like to me. It looks like life imitating art, imitating life, of an example of like people that are trying to relive an experience they never had. And because they're kind of like, I think a lot of the people that make games like this are like weirdo losers.
Baby, cry.
They're not able to
now
like
that
really
the night
capture the visceral feeling of it. And so they have to go off of like tropes. Like,
yeah, I lived it. I lived what they're imitating. That isn't it. There are elements of it. There are tropes. As he said, there's 90s tropes in there, but that's it. And there's no soul. You know, it's missing its soul. And they're trying to imbue it like a golem with the soul via the music of the era. And there's still only 1,000 people playing this thing.
For an example, the skateboard or like TPing the house. Like, you know, being at the mall, skateboarding in the mall. There's like a core essence. And I guess people grow up, they have different experiences, right? But I feel like this is basically like a game of telephone, and it's being reduced to the Hollywood highlights. You see what I'm saying? Like,
and it's not even like John Hughes highlights. It's not even like, it doesn't capture the essence and the soul, and it's not male enough for one. It should be like 3 guys and 1 girl. it was a much more masculine time. Like guys were driving the culture. It really was like video games, skating, concerts. This was dominated by guys. Music. I mean, guys were very dominant in music at that point, and it was a much more male encoded time. And the females was there, and there were amazing female artists, and there was female influence like there always is. They is us. Remember, they is us. But like you're missing the point. You're gentrifying the 90s. You know what I mean? You're millennializing the 90s. And you've lost. You haven't captured the essence. You're imitating the tropes, but you haven't captured the essence. That is.
Not sure I felt a game connects so intrinsically to its music in such a charming way.
That's just
since
me.
Asmongold's Sayonara Wild Hearts. And
Calling
I
it
couldn't
Ank Slop
get
is
enough.
better?
It consistently hits a delightful cross-section of games, music, and movies. From Dazed and Confused to Ladybird, it reminds me of some of my favourite coming-of-age stories, without ever feeling like pastiches of them.
Yeah.
Mixtape does this elegantly and with a genuine love for the genre its creators clearly hold close. As Beethoven and Dinosaur itself comes of age with its sophomore effort. But it isn't just tonally looking towards cinema. It plays with the form, in turn becoming a mixed media wonderland of a video game. There's the glorious, painstakingly handcrafted
It's really a music video. It's like a long music video. That's what it is. It's an interactive music video. There was talk of like this back in the MTV days, but this is kind of a blending of music and video games and music videos. It's kind of what it is. It's not really a video game.
Spider-Verse-esque animation
There's not
that
enough there.
enraptures at a glance.
It makes
along
me so
with the
mad,
use of
bro.
grainy live-action
Everything.
stock
And again, it's not edge enough to be a pure 90s nostalgia. It needs to have more edge to it. It needs to have, there was a lot of drinking and drugs and smoking and all kinds of stuff. There's a lot more edge to the 90s. And this is the grunge era, bro. I mean, this is like going out of the 80s and into the grunge era. And it was an extremely interesting time to be alive, but this ain't it.
Makes me so mad.
Music video like editing ribbons.
I'm getting
and fun
so
thoughtful
mad,
breaks.
bro.
It's not afraid to experiment and
I don't
nerd
know
out
why
when it comes
this
to
makes me
stamping
so
different
mad.
styles on different scenes, and is all the better for it, keeping things constantly fresh. Look, I was always going to be a
Narcissist nostalgia
as a
work
coming-of-age
dream.
movie lover with an ear
Yeah.
often lent to the guitar music of decades past, and someone who likes to indulge in the bittersweet sensation of melancholy. It's as if Beethoven
And we used to jam out, yeah, but we would jam out and half my buddies would be smoking in the car and we'd be rolling around and nobody said shit except for like musical requests or let's go here, let's go there. And you know what I mean? And it wasn't always like filling the space with and we're certainly not like bang. I mean, there were times we were going to a concert and everybody was like revved up. We'd be like head banging and shit like that, but nobody just sat straight up and down like that in a car and was doing this. I mean, nobody did that.
Dinosaur made this just for me. I mean, it even references David Shire's unused Apocalypse
Remember what
Now.
I said before in a lot of these instances where it was people that, they couldn't make the cut to be film critics or cinema critics or music critics.
Yep.
And so they're video game critics.
Yep.
But they're trying to manifest that into the higher cultural valued level of being one of the other ones.
Yeah, like video game critique is like the level of mime in theater. You're like mimes. You're like party clowns. That is your level of critique in game reviewing with these folks. It's fucking awful. It's just sad.
I think this
There are some excellent game reviewers, that I completely respect, and they are just maestros of the craft, and they're all just individual private YouTubers.
This is like the perfect fucking example of that. It's like your shitty little story couldn't get made into a movie, and so you made it into a video game. 100%, like, bro, it's not that deep. Like, this shit, no, because there's like a whole industry around this that makes me mad.
Yeah,
like, it's not just this that makes me mad. There's other things that make me mad too.
And it's underwritten. It's underwritten. It would never normally get funded, but it's underwritten. Now, in this particular case, it's one of the most powerful men in the world's daughter wanted to do this project. I'm the dad of a daughter as well, and I'm not going to be like, well, that's ridiculous. It's fine if you wanted to throw, but IGN giving it a 10. I mean, give it the IGN 7, bro. Give it the 7. Give it an 8. It's Adelson. Give it an 8. But a 10, a masterpiece.
So many things that make me mad.
I can't help but fear.
That's why I prefer to do this video, because of this. Ladies, put your tongue in there. Put your tongue in there and roll it around like in the mixtape game. Who's volunteering to kiss that? Who's volunteering for a little of that? Come on, ladies. Come on, he's ready to go. Anyway, yes, IGN. This man would literally let Adelson rest his testicles in there. Okay, this is like IGN giving this game a 10 and calling it a masterpiece, and they don't care. They do not care. They are queer Marxists. They don't care about capitalism. They don't care about merit-based performance. They don't care about excellence. They don't care about journalistic integrity. They are literally going to, for Larry Adelson's daughter's game, they're literally going to bend over a barrel, spread their cheeks, and go in raw. That is who IGN is. They are the freaking worst. They are awful. And that's why I wanted to do this video instead of the follow-up video, which it's much more like it's much more entailed and detailed in terms of where the money came from and who's in charge of it and what studio and who bought what studio and who's in charge of what studio, and how Larry's daughter got in charge of the studio and this was her project, and he just basically threw money at her and said, go ahead and make your project, sweetheart. When that is every dad's privilege to do if he wants to, especially a man like Larry. Larry, you are one of the most powerful men who walks the earth. And if your daughter wanted to make this project, I love the 90s. The soundtrack's probably outstanding. Probably what you want to buy with this game is the soundtrack. Like if they offer you like you can buy the soundtrack digitally for a little bit of money for instead of the game, don't buy the game, just buy the soundtrack. Having that as a digital soundtrack of those bands from the 90s, that's going to be your best value here. Buy the soundtrack. Because that's a nice collection. That's a nice collection of artists from the 90s in one thing. That's pretty good. I would get the music. I would get the soundtrack. But that would be it. But Larry, your daughter's game, fine. Next time, go the whole route. Buy the Indian call center. Have them log in as John Applejohn, and make them play like 10 hours a day. Boom.
being actively spied on. But the beauty of mixtape is that you don't need to be exactly the type of person it's for to get a lot out
Cortisol
of it.
level
Much
spike?
like nostalgia, it
No.
brings
And again, it just said lime and orange. If it was the 90s, it would be electric lime or electric thunder lime. You know what I mean? I mean, they missed the whole extreme, like everything's extreme. You missed that. You missed it. You got the color palette right, but not, again, the essence, not the soul.
It's just
feelings
stress-
you may have
it's
long
just- it's just
forgotten
sad.
through faces and songs you may have never seen or heard
Thunder,
before, but which
electric
bring
thunder
familiar,
lime.
faded emotions
Green
with them all
thunder
the same.
lime.
It reminds
There
me
you
of
go.
times I once enjoyed, but in hindsight, wish I'd held dearer in the moment. It's a mistake I didn't let happen again with mixtape, as I savoured each and every minute, all the way to its final, powerful button press.
Oh, this section. This is what I'm talking about.
Nostalgia is a bittersweet feeling, but one we can't help but fall into the clutches of, whether by choice
Like, again,
or
there's
not.
a lot of elements in this game that were quite cute. Like, I love the shopping cart thing. I love that. And this is before, like, they were putting boots on them and they were putting RFID on it and, like, they can track the carts and all this other shit. It was just a shopping cart, you know? Things were so much simpler back then, man. They were so much simpler. God
It's a
damn, life
sensation
was so
immaculately
much
captured
like
by mixtape, a
like
soulful journey that creates
able-
new
you were
memories
able
you
to,
felt
like,
like you've had for years at every
comprehend
turn.
pretty
Each
much
song choice
everything
is
in your
perfectly matched to the
environment. It was
novel
really
vignette
nice.
it backs, delivering a new fleeting joy with every chapter as surprising gameplay twists are woven throughout its funny yet touching campaign.
There was a very big expectation of, like, what comes next after the 90s. Like, things were really cool in the 90s. Like, is it going to get better than this? No. There was this expectation in the 90s. There was this feeling of, like, oh, all right, this is cool. It's going to get cooler. It did for a little bit in the, like, the early 2000s, but and then it fell off a cliff.
A musical delight from start to finish.
Literally anything after 2010. Like, 2010 was kind of the cliff. It was 2010 is kind of like the end of the effect of, like, Reagan and all of his investments and changes into the country, and then Bill Clinton was just the fun president, and the scandal boy, and everybody just kind of laughed at him, and and it was like they should have known what he was really up to, which was really evil. Like, what he was in the news for wasn't like half of what that guy was getting up to. But Clinton just benefited from the Reagan policies, and there was a lot of money flowing, and it was a nice time to be alive in America. I'll tell you, there's a lot of evil going on, though.
Mixtape sets a new standard for coming-of-age stories in video games, and does so with a masterful sense
A 10
of style.
out of 10.
Reviews director Tom Marks here with Simon Carty.
Oh!
A little bit more.
Here we go, ladies, take your pick. Who do you want on top of you first? It's always these lowest tier Marxist men. It is always these lower tier Marxist men who are doing the bidding at IGN. It's always these, I've never been kissed. When I played Mixtape and I French kissed the girl on Mixtape, the video game, that was the first time I've ever simulated a French kiss. I've never kissed a girl on her mouth. I've never seen a grown woman naked in the room with me. Every time I see these, it's just like, bro, you are literally the opposite of what women are looking for. And I don't know what that means. I know it's kind of mean, but we got to draw a line. Like the man on the right, you have a full head of hair, but you look like a newborn baby. You've got the guy on the left, he's follically challenged. I don't know what you're doing with that, but if I'm like trying to do a makeover, if I'm gonna choose to do a makeover on one of these two guys, it's gonna be the guy on the right. You've got, you got good shoulders. You're a thick boy. So, if we tone you up, get you off of the sugar teat, you eat too much sugar, bro. You're on sugar way too much, bro. You're a sugar addict. You look like a sugar addict. It's killing your testosterone. You're a candidate for early onset prostate cancer. You sit too much and play video games. You don't exercise. You don't go to the gym. You're scared to talk to girls. Your T count is low. You need to get into the gym, start lifting heavy, eat only protein, vegetables, water, tea, or coffee, and you will transform into a monster. You will become a masterpiece if you would just do those things 6 months to a year. 6 months to a year, you're a monster. You're a monster. You're going to the gym 3 to 5 days a week, 3 minimum, 5 maximum. Have a couple recovery days. Mix it up. Don't skip leg day. Do the legs. And you're going to have a life.
More about that very big number that just showed up at the end of the video. If you've
You're
probably
going to
seen
give it a
Simon
10 out of 10. You're going to give this game a 10.
Okay, he's going to talk about that, but I want to say right now, Asmongold is the most attractive and interesting of these 3 men. I am a straight man. I've been straight man my whole life. I have a fairly good idea of what women are looking for, not only just in look, but in swag. Asmon has more swag than these 2 bugmen, for lack of a better word. These 2 Marxist sugar addicts, Asmongold has more swag. He certainly has more money, but he has more swagger and more masculine presence to him, Asmongold, than these 2. These 2 specimens.
he reviewed Death Stranding 2 for us, Astrobot, Overwatch.
Gave Crimson Desert a 6.
The 1 and 2, Horizon Forbidden West.
Crimson Desert got a 6. Mixtape, a 3-hour, basically an interactive music video, a music compilation, an interactive music compilation video. It's not a video game. It's an interactive compilation, 90s compilation music video. That's what Mixtape is. It only has 1,000 people playing it. I think it only had 2,000 peak players. It got a masterpiece. Crimson Desert is on its way. It's already sold over 5 million confirmed. I purchased a copy full price, which is very rare for me. I mean, again, we're back to what do you do with this? What do you do with these bloated, puffy, low-T Marxist bugmen, these Nietzsche last men, who they are not inspiring females on any level? Maybe that's it. Like, maybe as a man, just like as a woman, are you inspiring any men to be interested in you? It is a statement of physical fitness. It is a statement of health. It is a statement of you're eating, you're exercising, you're getting air, you're out in nature, you're getting sun on your face, you're a healthy individual. And both of these men could be way healthier and way more fit and attractive to even the guy on the left there. Okay, if he would just get, if he would get thick and he get himself cut and drop his body fat percent and start lifting heavy, and you know, he's at least going to project masculinity, which a lot of times is enough. But it's like Asmongold is the, what do you do with these last men? What do you do with these Marxist hypocrites? What do you do with these guys that are literally bending over a barrel and spreading their ass cheeks for this game? And they're giving Crimson Desert a 6 because it's a masculine game. These guys resent masculinity because they would have to give up sugar. There's a lot of sugar addicts out there. They would have to give up sugar. They would have to go into the gym. They'd have to throw a year at their body. They would have to eat like a Spartan warrior. And in a year, they would be transformed and they would quit IGN. And they would go do a real job. They would go weld or be an electrician or a carpenter or, or go do something with a physical element to it. I mean, these guys sit on their ass, play video games, and write, and they're on Blue Sky, talking about, Donald Trump. And it's just like, who cares, bro? Who cares? This, Trump and Larry Adelson and all these guys, these guys are on the edge. These guys are the most powerful guys in the effing room. And you would gladly give them a ball wash if they asked you to. It's like, go out and get some fucking swag, bro. Neither one of these guys has any swag. I think that's part of it. Like guys can be a little brutal to each other. And like, again, when I was coming up in the 90s, if you didn't have some swag, you weren't lifting, you didn't have a little bit of level of toughness to you, or a little bit, like you didn't have to be a prick, but you needed to have some swag. And I had a car, worked a job, I had money, I lifted, I worked out, and I did pretty good. I did pretty good with the female attention level. And that's why I look at these guys, and they're literally in their youth. Like, when was the last time either one of these guys had a girl go after them? I mean, have these guys ever been at a party and had another girl walk up to them and go, "My friend really likes you"? That's happened to me many times. And half the time I wind up making out with them, going out with them, or more than that. I mean, it's just like, I look at these guys and I'm like, you're pissing away your birthright. You're pissing it away. And the best thing you guys could do is quit this job and go work construction for a year. Literally. But they would rather sit on their ass in their quote unquote prestige job and be a journalist and be giving Mixtape a 10. You might give the soundtrack an 8. The soundtrack's pretty good. It's not perfect as a 90s soundtrack. But I mean, Asmongold, and I'm like, I like Asmongold, obviously. And I'm a subscriber and I watch a lot of his content. But he's the most masculine person on the screen right now. Okay.
A bunch of stuff. Cardi, this is your 4th 10, I believe, over your long tenure at IGN.
Yes.
But
guys, somebody has to put a stop to this.
Yes.
The amount of performative,
what do you do with this?
Like theater kids,
what do you do with
that are
this
involved
shit?
in media nowadays is so fucking bad.
What do you do with this shit?
It's so fucking bad. I'm so tired of it. Makes me so fucking annoyed. And I know that I'm probably overreacting.
What do you do about it?
I'm making up for the other times that I didn't react. Rage bait just for me. Yeah, this is like you make rage bait just for me.
Like, I don't even want to rage. It's not even
what I'm
worth
saying,
raging.
like,
It's
I
so
think that
fucking
the reason
sad.
why they're all rating this so highly is because it's this artsy musical experience, and it's like what I've said before about how the things that these people care about for video games, people that play video games don't give a shit about. So there's these overvaluations of musical score and, ludonarrative dissonance. You have the, continuity, the plot of the story. I don't know what the fuck, Crimson Desert, what the fuck is why the fuck how did they bring him back to, what the fuck? I don't know. And then you fight some big thing in the air. Where the hell did he come from? I don't know. The game was amazing. So, he did say he was from California.
Yeah, Crimson Desert is the game of a generation. It is finally the game that had the balls, and of course it comes from Asia. It had the balls to just drop all the quick times, drop all the quest markers. It had the balls to just create a world and stick you in it and say, figure it out. Thank God some country on earth other than us, America, had the effing balls to just come out and do it and go, we're dropping the Ubisoft formula, we're dropping the quest markers, we're dropping the ongoing ever tutorial, the forever tutorial, the whole game's a tutorial. We never stop reminding you how to do shit. We're leading you from point A to point B. We're making the bosses look scary, but they're freaking pushovers. And it's this like lukewarm, tepid power fantasy. There's no surprises. There's no initiative. There's no ingenuity. There's no figure it out. There's no again, Crimson Desert is Gen X. Gen X, we were just told to get out of the house. We were given a bike. We were sometimes given something to eat or a snack, sometimes, and then we were just told to go play, go hang out, go find some other kid. I've literally had my parents and grandparents say, go find some other kids. Get out of here and go find some other kids. And you're like, okay. And you get on your bike and you rode around until you found some kids. And sometimes they were friendly. Most of the time they were friendly. And sometimes they were assholes. Sometimes they'd chase you out of their neighborhood with rocks thrown. I'm not kidding. And you would lose balls down the sewer, and your friends would hold you by the ankles while you went down into this rat-infested sewer to fish out a tennis ball so you could play street hockey on a public street where cars drove on. And you would like pull everything away and let the cards go and put everything back. And nobody was monitoring it. Nobody was watching it. Nobody was checking to see if kids got hit or not. You were just on your own to figure shit out. And the drinking from the hose thing is absolutely true. I've absolutely just walked up onto somebody's property, been drinking from a hose. Sometimes I get caught at it. Sometimes they would chase me. Sometimes they'd say, well, take what, finish drinking and then turn it off and get the hell out of here. We would go to this dirt lot and play stickball and, we played street hockey and we did all kinds of other just made up games and made up stuff. We just made our own fun. It was like GTA, kid GTA. We're just out there doing shit. And nobody was checking to see how far you went, where you went. Nobody monitored me. Nobody was checking on me. Nobody was chasing after me. I was riding my bike. Sometimes I'd take these long, forays into other parts and other neighborhoods and other parts of the city and just be home by dark. I got into all kinds of adventures as a kid. Oh my God, nobody has that anymore. I used to think wow, this is just kind of even as a kid, this is kind of like Wild West. Like nobody's to know if anything happens to me. And yeah, you know what? That taught you a lot about life. You know, it taught you to figure things out. It taught you to, like, you know, how far, you know, you could push the edge, but don't push too far, because then you won't be even able. There were times where I would get home late after the streetlights came on. I got in trouble because I couldn't find my way back from how far I had gone. I kind of lost the way, and I had to like find my way back, and then I'd find like okay, I know that landmark. Now I need to go. Now I'm riding full speed as the sun goes down because I'm going to get in trouble. And the lights would come on, and you know, sometimes I get in trouble and get caught, and other times they just like look at me like, yeah, it was close this time. You know, I'm going to get you on the next one, you know? And it was just, that's just how it was, man. You were literally free. You were literally free. These guys have no idea what that's like.
Okay, never mind. Okay, so they're also rating it highly because critical reviews of the game on YouTube get taken down due to copyrighted music of the game. They think they're immune to bad reviews of it. Well, they didn't show the music. I don't think that's the reason why. It has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, though. It's not critics only, though. All right. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to try it out and see it for myself, because I certainly don't feel that way. It doesn't feel that way to me at all. So it seems like a silly game. And I feel like really now I want to know what the truth is. I want to know what the truth is. I want to know if it's actually any good or not. Because if it is good, then I get a good game. And if it's not, then, you know, like, I guess I was right about everything.
Okay, he was right about everything. AstroTurfed garbage. I don't know. Should we watch the other mixtape video from... Oh, there's me. 2 watching. Oh, my God. Let's see if he did another. By the way, this is like accidentally erotic skating there. It's hilarious. We're going to see if we can find it again. You're getting a little look into my feed. Shocker. No, that's not it. That's a Demion. No. Betty Page. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go back to home. And we're just going to go down to Asmon TV. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is Larry Ellison. Again, this man is one of the most powerful men in the country. That's his daughter he's standing with. And that is who is in charge. Let's take it. It's not that long.
So this video game, the screenings of Mixtape, this is the game. Apparently, the person who was involved with the game was the daughter of one of the richest guys in the world, Larry Ellison. Like, I didn't even know this was true, but like, apparently it's a literal industry plan. And so all of these different studios giving it super high reviews. Little indie game, it has more licensed music than your $100 million Hollywood film, but totally normal for an indie studio to pay for these songs. They all do it. And so anyway, I'll go back and show you guys some more of this, because apparently this game is like crazy, crazy AstroTurfed. So take a look at this.
This guy got this merch box.
So this is the package they sent him. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow.
They're cool too. Like, I love that.
And they sent
like
these
the
out to tons of creators.
I mean, that's amazing.
They're 100% paid reviews and illegally doing so, but it's being covered up.
Teenage Wasteland.
Oh my God. Dude, this guy told,
nice.
like, these mixtape packages that they sent out Full functioning CD player and retro headphones straight from the game. This is so cool. Yeah, look at this here. Annie Perinia.
It is cool. And it is cool. Yeah, Annapurna Interactive, which is basically Larry Adelson purchased it for his daughter, essentially.
Interactive. Oh boy, it's a blatant advertisement for a product that's not being disclosed as such. Well, he only needs to disclose it if they gave him money for this. I think that there's a chance they could have just kind of said like, hey, you know, like we're gonna send you this. It'd be cool if you made a video about it. And
so, you know, if they sent me that merch box and it was that good and that cool, I would give you a point for it. I would. I think it's nice. You sent me some nice swag. I think it's respectful. I think it's not excessive to add a point on if the swag and the merch and the PR is really good. You're gonna get a point just for that. That's fine. I think that's okay. But if the game is a 5, I'm going to give you a 6. If the game is a 7, I'm going to give you an 8. I'm not going to give you a 10. It's a masterpiece, IGN, you fucking shills. You shillzillas.
There was never like a contract made, and I think that's the reason why they're getting around it. Did you get some?
Okay. They're making a big deal like, oh, this is a way of bribing for a good review. If it's within the law and it's good PR, shut up. Good PR is not a crime. Good marketing is not a crime. That swag box was nice. The hacky sack, the whole thing was a nice, that was a nice package. That was a nice swag box with a genuine CD player in it with headphones and the soundtrack. That's a nice touch. That's well done. I'm not going to be like, oh, what are they bribing reviews? Bro, you can bribe me a point on a review for that.
Didn't they give you one?
That's good. That's
I'm
good marketing,
not on
bro.
the list of good boys. I'm on the list of bad boys. And so every single time that a new game comes out, like I can almost guarantee you that a lot of these groups of people that are advertising.
And I'm on the list of very bad boys. I am not advertiser friendly, baby. I'm in my Joker arc.
Agencies actually hate me. It's extremely scummy. It's very scummy. And what I think is funny is that, you know, this game came out.
It's a nice swag box.
And it was being pushed as if it was like this super indie game. And like everybody's giving it 9s and 10s. And it turns out that it was actually just a completely astroturfed art project from the daughter of one of the richest people in the world, right? Isn't Larry Ellison like one of the top? I know he's top 10 richest people in the world, right?
It's Ellison. Okay.
Top 10 richest people. What does it say right here? It's a lot of money. He got a whole ass lot of money. There it is right there. $244 billion. So $244 billion. That's a lot of money. You think about how much money that is. That's a lot. So the lists are fake. Yeah, but I bet he's probably got at least like some money though, right? Like he's probably got at least like probably $5 million, like I would say. And so, almost at $1 trillion.
That guy
Elon probably
going to
hit like $1 trillion pretty soon. He will. And there it is. So called it. I told y'all. Like, so the thing is that, oh, here we go. Published by the daughter of the 5th richest man in the world. I could just listen to this. Government funding. Fully licensed soundtrack despite being, quote, indie. Perfect scores. Expensive gift sets sent to content creators. Mixtape is an industry plant, and you can't convince me otherwise. The thing is that what I find to be so funny about this is that so many of these developers, like people still listen to reviewers.
It's also a dad throwing money at his daughter. Shocker.
People still listen. The only people that you should be listening to is me. That's it. That's the only person you should be like. Maybe there's a few other guys out there. I think they're pretty legit on YouTube, right? I don't want to name names because maybe I might leave somebody out and they'll get offended. But there's a few other people, but at least you can depend on me, right? I mean, there's somebody that's able to do this, man. It's embarrassing.
Now, I also think you should be listening to me. And if you want actual truth and solid reviews and recommendations, and every game that I recommend is a banger, period. They're all good. I don't recommend bad games. You know, and I cross a lot of across a few genres. Witchfire, outstandingly beautiful game. Dredge, I was big on Dredge. I thought Dredge was amazing. I 100%ed Dredge. Doom 2016, Stalker 2. There's a lot of other ones that I think are really good. Every game that I recommend on my channel is excellent, and it should be played. But I mean, again, if you go back and look at some of my reviews and recommendations in my live streams, it's all good. It's all good content. It's all good games. Hell, Mouse PI for Hire. It's another great one. Vampire Crawlers, another good one. You know, it's just like everything I play that I live stream on this channel is an excellent game and gets my automatic recommendation.
Most humble. So does this mean that Larry Ellison, so if Larry Ellison is the one, that's his name, right? Yeah, Larry Ellison. Isn't he...
It's Adelson.
Isn't number 5 a Jew? That's Larry Ellison, right? Yeah, he's a Jew. Exactly. And so you've got subscribing to Dogmas Judaism, the interesting mythology. So you have this person, right, interested as well. So this is basically, and like this is the reason why, for example, he also was the one that was going to take over TikTok, right? And he was involved in like what was it, like Warner Brothers or something like that, buyout or something like Netflix.
TikTok,
he outbid Netflix. I forgot which big company bought out which other big company, Paramount or something like that. So now you have another example of he wants a monopoly. Well, it makes sense, right? I mean, because if you have a monopoly, you make a lot of money. So, I mean, of course you'd want a monopoly. It's what makes sense. It's literal goy slop. Yes, they put out a game that is goy slop, it like reincarnated. Oh, here we go. Yep, there it is. Mixtape is a Nepo-backed AstroTurfed game. It was developed by a small Australian studio, Beethoven and Dinosaur, that was funded by...
Bro, he's the richest man in the world, and his daughter wanted to do a project. So he funded that project. And he picked up a phone and he called somebody over in the music business and said, my daughter wants to make a 90s thing. I need a book of licenses. And they said, yes, sir, Mr. Ellison. You control the backbone of the entire internet for the globe. His daughter wanted to make his daughter wanted to make a project. And sometimes it's just the lesson of going through point A to point Z on a project that is the lesson. So he was probably grooming her to take on other different projects. Why wouldn't he? That's his daughter. Who cares if he's a Jew? I'm not a Jew, and I spend tons of money on my daughter. Whether it goes anywhere or not, it's irrelevant to me. I hope it goes somewhere useful. I give my daughter money for useful things. And when she asked me for money, I think it was 2 or 3 months ago, she said, you know, I paid the rent. I help her with the rent. I paid the rent. I paid part of her rent. And she came and she goes, can I have a little bit of extra money? Because there's a concert that we all want to go to, and I need like $150. Guess what? I cut her $150. Go enjoy your concert with your friends. It's not even a question. Why am I alive? Why do I make money? You know, it's like, why do I exist? I mean, it's like your kids are just the one like joy you have is being nice and being good to your children, raising them properly as well. But disciplining them, holding them accountable when you need to, et cetera, et cetera. But it's a great joy for a father when a daughter reaches out and says, Dad, there's something I'd like to do, and you just can fund it for them and make it easy on them. And sometimes you gotta say, well, this is a piece of money, but okay. That is a father's joy. A father is proud and happy if he's able to give them the money. It's not the money. It's like, do I have the money? Am I able to give my daughter this money? Do I have enough money to give her? I hope I have enough money if she asks me. You know how many dads do without just in case the daughter calls or their son calls up and goes, "Hey, I'm in a tough spot, Dad. I need, X." Yeah, there's guys that do without a lot of stuff and work longer than they should ever have to work just in case their kid needs money. If you know, you know. And Larry Ellison has that money. This man worked, and these guys, these Rolodex guys, they're always working. It's like 60, 80 hours a week. Whether it's their peer group is constantly calling. Like, these people with influence are constantly getting their own peers and having conversation. And this guy is attached to the government, to the military. Larry Ellison, because of Oracle and the backbone and what this guy does, this guy is attached to the military complex. He's attached to the traditional business, commercial business side on a global scale, and he's attached to the United States government, the front-facing government, right? And more than likely intelligence. This guy probably has an intelligence clearance that would make make any intelligence person blush. Okay, this guy is in the room. You know what I mean? This is the guy. This is the guy in the room, bro. And it's like, his daughter wants to do a project. Again, Larry, you should have just bought the Indian call center and gotten her best or game, top 10 game of the month or whatever. You totally should have bought the player count as well.
Annapurna Interactive,
should have just gone ahead and done
Megan Ellison. That Ellison family, where her father, Larry Ellison, is one of the most connected to Israel's elites and donated over he donate. Wait, did he really?
Mm-hmm. Dude, this guy does the backbone for the military-industrial complex, bro. This guy's wired into everything. It's if anybody of consequence is moving in the world, this guy's a part of that conversation. Okay, I don't know how to explain like this tier of person to most people. Like I don't. And it's like, listen, who cares? If that is his passion, if that's what he wants to do, just like if he wants to throw money at his daughter, who are you? This guy has attained the pinnacle of achievement. This is the guy. This is the guy that Trump picks up on the first ring. Okay? And he's Jewish and he donates to Israel? Shocker. And I'm like, and? It's like, and? It's like...
Oh my God. So wait a minute. Let's turn this around. Boys. So let me get this straight. So if you buy Mixtape, you are directly contributing to the ecosystem that has allowed the, by their accusation, genocide of Palestinians. And all of these game companies went along with it, and they were totally okay with it.
This is the guy who sets up the military backbone for the intelligence community, the military connectivity, all of the communications, the full spectrum dominance of a military theater or a military position, like mixed elements, mixed forces, coordination of different military elements together as to function as one thing. This is what his business does. Like global connectivity. You know, this guy is wired in at this level. He has built the backbone and the infrastructure of the coordination, communication and coordination of military forces in the United States and in Israel. Let's get again, like what level are you looking at? Like, again, do you understand that we also do that for Europe as well? This guy's playing in Europe. This guy's building the backbone of connectivity, interactivity, internet, gaming, you name it. It's all built on his backbone. And it's also the military grade. So, did he set up or did he facilitate the setup of the communication infrastructure for Israel's military and their civilian infrastructure as well? For the internet, the communication, the connectivity, satellite, you name it. Data gathering, data analysis, you know, all this is all his this is what Oracle does. It's a global concern, okay? They build the backbone for the entire. The reason we have global internet is this guy's company. The reason that you have online multiplayer is this guy. You know these servers that everybody keeps talking about? That's him. And this is why I didn't want to do this video.
That's a reach? I know. Would they make it? Of course they would. So let's make it ourselves.
Like, what level
right,
are you playing at?
That's crazy.
You know, again, it's
wow.
like sometimes it's hard
and
for
so
me
that's
because
right,
I'm like,
brother. If you buy mixtape, you support Israel. I know.
No, you're
I know,
not.
guys.
No, you're not. 1,000 people are playing this game. You're not supporting Israel. And if his daughter wants to make a video game project, just by association, she's not allowed to do that. She's not allowed to go ahead and set up a video game project. No, there's no proceeds. The game is not going to break even. This is a project that she wanted to do. And in a lot of ways, it's kind of cute. I would have accepted that swag box, but I would have rated this thing like a 5, maybe a 6. I would rate the soundtrack more than I would rate anything else. I would probably rate the game a 5 and the soundtrack a 6 or a 7. If you sent me a swag box, I'd probably give the soundtrack a 7. But what is she supposed to do? Nothing because her dad is Larry Ellison? I mean, I think it's kind of interesting that, like, you know, a daughter that's connected to a guy like that's like, hey, Dad, I've got a video game project I want to do. I mean, I think it's kind of interesting, you know, and it is performing extremely poorly, unfortunately. I think there were a lot of cute concepts here, but first of all, the scale of Larry Ellison's impact on the globe on so many levels, you're going to boil it down to he supports Israel. I mean, is that it? It's like, bro, you don't even know what you're talking about. And you know what? Not all Nepo babies are bad. Sometimes Nepo babies, because they have the background, because they have the tutelage or the mentoring of their extremely successful parents, sometimes wind up creating some amazing things. And I think this may be a first attempt and a first effort. And this is what I would say. There's probably not a whole lot of people out here that are going to say this. But this is what I'm going to say. Lessons learned. The next one needs to go deeper and have more edge. The 90s had edge. This is like a made-for-TV kids special rated G. You know, it's very... There's a blandness to it. I would give it more edge.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. People forgot about this drama for 2 years ago. I remember the Annapurna name for somewhere else. Wait a minute. This isn't their first controversy? Oh my God. They also, wait a minute. Stray was do you remember how much this game got astroturfed?
Yeah, it was getting nominated for Academy Awards, basically. And it was just kind of okay.
Guys.
I almost bought a copy of this for the PS4 the other day.
Guys, I think I might owe an apology to Dan Blazarian. This is a lot.
That guy is a
Oh man. Oh jeez.
Sorry, but you know.
Wow. Wow. Stray was good. I like cats. But was it so good that it was like in 5 different categories for like best video game?
It was
fuck
unique.
No. Get the fuck out of here.
It was interesting. It was kind of like mixtape. It was interesting. It had a uniqueness to it. There was some buzz around it. I didn't wind up getting it. I kind of wanted to see where it goes and where it went, and it just kind of died. And it's just probably just kind of like, okay, I get to play as a cat. And you know, again, it's this kind of thing is not my cup of tea, you know. And so it's just like I'm not gonna. I almost bought a copy of it the other day because I think like it might be interesting from a collectible standpoint, because that game may become rare at some point.
The company owner. So basically,
You can get it for
Annapurna
PS4
fired
relatively
everybody
cheap right now.
that made this video game, and then they hired a totally new studio to AstroTurf now another video game.
What I do like is that studios that are willing to do different things. This is I think is an inherent. This is an inherent problem in video games, is that if they become formulaic, and as long as they're making money, they continue to, and the innovation drops during the length of the, you know, like somebody will come out with something relatively innovative or new, and it'll sell well, and then the level of innovation, each iteration just becomes an imitation of the previous game, and the innovation drops. So it's like studios that are coming out and trying concepts and trying new things. I'm very big on experimental with video games, and I think there needs to be much more of it. Studios were extremely brave in like the PS2 era, because the platform went so big and everybody was like, it was a gold rush, and everybody was like trying all these interesting concepts and seeing what they could do and couldn't do. And it was just this laboratory of interesting game concepts, and everybody was willing to try, you know, something. And now it's gotten calcified. It's gotten stratified. It's just, you know, and now everybody's afraid to innovate. And I think we definitely have lost something there. And that's really the only way that games can grow, is you have to innovate them in new ways and break new ground and create new genres. And like games like Stray and Mixtape attempt to do that. And they get flamed for it. And neither one of them is my cup of tea. Both of them, I think, are relatively interesting concepts, whether they were exploited properly or not. Mixtape, I think it missed the mark on the edge of the 90s, the exploitation of the 90s. It didn't go deep enough. It didn't go hard enough. And I think it's just kind of tepid and washed out. It looks like a watercolor painting. You know, it's just kind of washed out. And I think there was a missed opportunity there.
This is amazing. I can't believe it. Yes, 97% Steam for 77,000 reviews.
And by the way, Larry Ellison is free to support whoever he wants. Again, we go back to freedom and this morality policing. You know, we bitch about the left morality policing, and now we're over here on the right bitching and morality policing. Bro, this man, through Oracle, has done more for civilization than probably, you know, on the level of an Elon Musk, but in a more practical way. I mean, the internet and just, you know, all of this stuff that we enjoy is on the back of this guy's company. And it's like, they don't get any credit for it. And again, there are heavy-duty commercial applications to his business product and services. There's military applications. I mean, you want to be safe in your country to be able to sit here with your 75-inch screen and complain about Larry Ellison donating to Israel? He gave that to you for the most part. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, okay. You know, and I'm not saying good, bad, I support it's not about me. You're talking about this guy who threw money at his daughter to get a game studio and to do innovative games. And they are innovative. They're not successful necessarily, but they're innovative. And I have to give her points for that. He can't throw money at his daughter to work on an experimental video game project? Who the F are you? You know, it's like somebody telling me, like, oh, you shouldn't give your daughter money for that concert. Shut up. I'm going to give my daughter money when she wants it. Shut up. You know, get out of my face. And it's like Larry's politics are his politics. And he's on levels, and again, it's like, how do you explain to the regular folk, of which I'm a member, okay? How do you explain to the regular folk how this guy moves in the circle this guy moves in? This guy literally runs the informational, like, hardwired backbone of the United States military. He's a military contractor. He's a business contractor. I mean, this guy's wired into it. And we're sitting here going, well, he gave money to, you know, brr, 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 brr. You know, a lot of people give money to stupid, you know, things. I'm not saying it's stupid either. I'm just saying that, like, there's people that throw money at all kinds of stuff. What's that to you? Again, go back to being a citizen, bro. He's a free citizen. He's one of the most powerful men in the country. And if he wants to throw money at his kid, or he has a cause that is important to him from a cultural perspective, I don't have to agree with that. To recognize this man's accomplishments, you know, who am I? Who am I to sit here and critique Larry Ellison? Nobody.
No, because it's bro. Like, nah. There's plenty of games that are really good. And let me see how this mixtape game is doing. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
So it has 2,000 players.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Do you think that they're going to make their money back on this game?
No.
You know what I think?
No.
I think they don't care. I think that they literally won't even notice it.
Thank you.
This is like somebody steals a quarter out of your, out of your piggy bank, right? They got 1 quarter out of it. You really gonna notice the quarter being gone?
Thank you. Larry threw money at his daughter. He could throw $100 million at her and never miss it. Okay? And again, they'll say like what these guys earn, and that's disclosed money, okay? There's all kinds of financial instruments and trusts and things that can be set up to protect or disassociate yourself from wealth. And there's offshoring, there's all kinds of international banking. These guys play at a level and they report a certain level of income. That may not be his total income. We look at a number like this that was put into Grok that's built on the backbone he created. He's going to report what he wants to report. He's going to report what, it's like, again, it's hard to explain this to the average folk. And I love average people. Average people make the world go round. You're beautiful people. You're wonderful people. I walk amongst you. But it's like, you're looking at this number going, okay, is that the real number? It doesn't, believe me when I tell you, it doesn't have to be. It could be triple that. It could be quadruple that. It could be many times that. Okay? It just anyway. But, this is a guy... And with this guy, Larry, it's more about the influence than anything else. This guy is plugged in at the ground level. This is the guy who's always in the room when the big shit goes down. This is the guy. And he's doing a lot of good. And if he has a sense of pride in his culture and a nationalism for his culture, who am I to sit in judgment of this man? And what you want to look at Larry Ellison is don't look at his culture or his nationality or this, that, and the other. This guy is a net producer of the highest order. He has produced far more benefit to the world than he has caused harm. If you want to balance the scales here, this guy has thrown more onto the table for the United States and for the world as a whole, and literally via Oracle has literally transformed the world into the information age, which has caused harm too. There's always this balance of benefit and versus harm. You're not getting, that's why I understand, and this is where I have the understanding of this, where you have to understand that people and the world are not good and evil, they're both. Even in his own like mysticism, where you have the Kabbalah, the Kabbalistic tree of life, which is a dreidel, by the way. It's an inverted dreidel. That is the dreidel, is a 3D model of the tree of life. There are 3 paths. There are 3 pillars and 22 paths. That's where you get your 3-2-2. There's the left-handed path of evil. There's the right-handed path of altruism or good. And then there's the middle path of balance. And that's where you hit Doth, the invisible Sephiroth, to get to Keter, the head, the heaved up, the heaven. It's also anatomical. The tree of life is anatomical as well. But here's the thing. this guy is a net positive. And to be honest, whatever his faith and his culture and his nationality is, I understand that he's also very pro-America. Is he getting any credit for that? He's pro-business, he's pro-capitalism, he's pro-America, and he's responsible for, not in any small part, for the information age and for the military infrastructure that allow us to coordinate our forces to be the most dominant military on the planet. Nobody else comes close. And you're sitting in your living room watching my Sony 75-inch television talking about his daughter's video game that she made, which actually has some interesting concepts. I'm not going to take away from it. It has some interesting concepts. But this guy is a net positive by far. You want to take it from a karma perspective, this guy's created far more good karma than bad karma. This guy has unified the world into the information age. This guy is in the room. So you're dealing with another caliber of individual. You're dealing with one of the highest caliber, if not the highest caliber individual walking the earth. I am not going to sit in judgment of Larry Ellison. I'm just not.
Probably not, right? And so anyway, it's a Nepo
as I
passion
sit here,
project.
As I sit here in my wonderfully average house in Tampa.
Exactly. Mixtape is a truly special game, like a highly playable, high fidelity, or maybe a 90s John Hughes movie. Still thinking about it days later. You can blow things up by flipping them off. Go play it. It's on Game Pass too. The amount of hate this is getting proves.
The jerky frame rate thing too, which is very art house, but it's awful to watch. It's I don't want to play it either. So definitely reconsider that janky, juddery frame rate.
That's how much the world is healing. We will heal the world with hate. We will heal the world and make the world a better place by removing every single thing that we don't like. That's the goal. Yes, exactly. And it needs more, though? Well, that's why I went live today.
Future.
That's why I went live. And you ballparked a budget on the game? No, I have no idea what the budget is, because it's probably... The reason why is that a sync license for licensed music is like really, really high, but there's a chance they could have gotten a good deal because of industry connections. So it would vastly distort the actual price of creating a game like this.
Yes. So let's say Columbia or some other music house owns the rights to the majority of this music. Larry can pick up a phone and get that deal cut. Like within 2 minutes.
With this much licensed commercial music on it. So really any sort of framing.
And again, it's his daughter's project. Your daughter can't come to you and ask you to influence something for her? I mean, again, a lot of these people are not parents of children. You know, have you ever raised a daughter as a father? I have. There's times where my daughter has come to me and said, oh, well, you know, I wanted to go to this thing and I don't know if I'm going to go and there's not enough chaperones. And I go, there's short chaperones? Yeah. I pick up a phone, call another mom that a mom I know who, my daughter knows. And I'm like, yeah, you guys are short of chaperones? Yeah, we're short of chaperones. We know. I go, I'll do it. You'll do it? You sure? Yeah, I'll do it. Did I want to go chaperone? I think it was Lowry Park Zoo or something like that. It was like an excursion. And they needed like certain supplies. They were short of certain supplies. I bought the supply. I went to Sam's Club. I bought the supplies. I'm like, give me the list. I bought it. I showed up. I chaperoned. and it was fine. And everybody was happy. This is what dads do. I bought the entire list. They're like, we need all this stuff. Can you contribute something to it? I go, we need it for when? Oh, it's like in 3 days, but we only have like, you know, they had like one item on this like 12 item list. I'm like, give me the list. And I just went to Sam's Club and I bought the whole damn thing.
Of that would be hard to look at. So no, I don't think there's really a good way to see that or be sure of it. And thank you.
And as a dad, there's something in you that like aligns your mentality. I don't know how to put it. It's not really pride. It's something that like, it's like a connection. It's like, you know that painting where, you know, it's God and man and Adam or whatever. And Adam's not even really trying. He's just kind of his fingers down, but God's like reaching out for him. It's like Adam lifts his finger up and there's like a circuit connection there. That's kind of what it feels like when you're doing something for your kid or your dog. It's just two things meet in your mind that fire, and it's like, okay. It's not even like elation. It's not like it's a light feeling. It's like it's a pleasant feeling, but it's not like intense or anything. It's not like even like, oh, you know, it's just two pieces fitting together. You're a father, you have a child, the child has something it wants to do. It's not necessarily like survival. It's like above and beyond. It's like you feed and clothe and house the kid, but this is something that you can do above and beyond that's going to give them a good experience. You're not really going to gain from it, but they gain from it. It's kind of like reaching into the future to give them a memory. You know what I mean? It's like give them a positive memory. It's like you're investing into the future. It's a weird sensation. I don't know how to explain it, but I tried to there. But it is like a circuit connecting. It's like a circuit you don't use all the time, but when it connects, you know it connects. Where it's like, I looked at the list and I'm like, okay, I can look at this list instantaneously because I'm quite analytical, especially with money. And I looked at the list and I'm like, okay, this is about $300, maybe, just $250, $300. I'm like, okay, do I have that? Yes, I do. Okay, let me just go and get it. Just close the books on it. Oh my God, we're so grateful to you, and it's so nice of you to do that, and you just made it so easy for us, and you're going to chaperone, and brr, 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 brr. And so what I did was I made it easy for the moms and the kids. That's what you're supposed to do. I took the heat off and I remember one time, I helped, my daughter was in band, she played French horn, and she kept forgetting the horn and she needed her own horn, and I just bought her a French horn, and she used it a few times at a few shows, and that was it. And then I gave it away or donated it to the school or whatever it was. But it's like, dude, you just put those things together for them. Even whether they're over 18 or not. It's like, again, my daughter contacted me 2 months ago, give or take, and was like, hey, I need money to go to a concert. Boom.
For going live, I know that, guys. When does your power come back on? 2 hours later. It came back on 2 hours later. And if you have hate in your heart, let it out. Yes, exactly. And so you've got even more of this here. Let me see if there's any more. Oh, yeah. What is this video game genre called? Dustborn, mixtape, Life is Strange.
Yeah, none of which perform very well.
Games made by failed theater kids for failed theater kids. This is the thing, is like a lot of you guys might not know this. I think I've said it once or twice. I was actually in theater and acting class. I was in middle school.
Shocker.
I was in plays. I played multiple roles.
Wow.
And everything. We performed and all that. So I was a theater kid.
And look where he's at.
And
he's
you know what I
performing
did?
every day.
I went through puberty. And then I started learning about computers. And I left that silliness behind me. I never thought about it again. Never thought about it again. Nope. I was done. And closed world, yes, exactly. Admitting the problem was the first step. Yeah, and you're gonna watch the Stranger Things. I don't even know what the hell that is. But anyway, so yeah, I was a theater kid, right? I was, and it was so lame, dude. It was so lame. Like nobody, like there was like some people that were funny, but I remember a lot of my jokes and everything got cut out. Like I would make jokes about, I mean, in retrospect, I would make jokes about like bringing a gun to school, right? And like this was, like honestly, I probably, or like killing somebody at school.
Well, he
like,
came
this
up
would
in
be like,
Tejas,
this is one of my favorite jokes. And so,
kids used to have shooting class in school. In certain areas, you would bring your little 22s, your little Marlin 22s, or your Ruger 22s to school. They did have like little like small firearm like rifle classes, like little 22 rifle classes, and there were kids that would walk to school with their rifle. Yeah.
Looking back on it, I should be thinking, because this is like, like 20.
It used to be so much cooler in the United States. It used to be so much cooler. It was a little off the hook as far as like safety. Like safety wasn't even a thing. But it was way cooler.
25 years ago, right? And so like looking back on it, I'm like,
way
okay,
more
well,
fun.
you know what? Actually,
People didn't take things so seriously.
they probably, I should be glad they didn't kick me out.
And again, it was more masculine coded. Nerfing everything and over focusing on safety is a toxic empathy female thing.
Right? Good joke. Yeah, really funny one. Right?
And we need to get rid of that. We need to tone that shit right down.
Right? And yeah, anyway, if you took puberty blockers, you'd be a theater kid forever. That's what it seems to be. You're right. And a musical delight from start to finish. Look at this. 4.6 million views.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. A 10 from IGN. You know this game is mega DEI woke turbo trash. You guys are so ideologically captured, it's insane. And I love this, man. The 6 woke attributes in games.
So let's I was going to make this the thumbnail.
Okay, guys? The 6 woke attributes. Number 1, making female characters ugly. Number 2, replacing male characters with female characters. Number 3, removing masculinity and masculine characters.
Forbid.
Number
God
4,
forbid.
thoughtlessly cramming in as many minorities as possible. Number 5, changing historical events to push current messages. Number 6, softening, watering down, and removing anything controversial.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but this is perfect.
It is perfect.
It is. Perfect. It's perfect. Like we're gonna save
I like
this on the
the
computer, and I'm gonna
uglification
use this
symbol.
in the future.
That's really funny.
I am. I'm just gonna post it myself. And most base thing I've ever seen. Yes, exactly. What kind of Captain Planet is this?
This whole video
you put
is
all
worth
of the
just
different rings
this meme
together,
right here.
and then you create Concord. Once Concord was defeated, it was dispersed into 6 different pieces, right? If you have the Infinity Gauntlet with all of these different Infinity Stones, you snap your fingers and you turn the world gay. That's what happens.
That's it. And we're just going to leave it at that. Go check out his channel. I'm subscribed. I get my notifications. I'm a major fan. It's hilarious.
They could have gotten a good deal.
We'll just leave it on this as we do our sign out. We'll leave it on this.
Because of industry.
We'll leave it on this. We'll leave it on this.
Once Concord.
There you go. We'll just leave the 6 woke attributes in games, which is absolute genius. So this was a long video, but it was a fun video. I was glad that you came along for the ride. It's LVO Toro Fancy Action Now. Remember to slice that like button. on your way out.
Slice that like
Remember, don't
button.
take it seriously. Take the art seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. And we are out. Mission complete. I almost forgot mission complete. We are not forgetting mission complete, and we're probably going to do game over. Yeah. Game over. Yeah. Game over. Yeah. And we're gonna and we're going to do Riz.